Castillo eyes the 1-2. Tried upstairs with a heater. This one at 98 that Allen lays off wisely. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the A's shortstop. Castillo, a couple of strikeouts. Looking for his 9th putout in a row. Here comes the pitch. Swings and scoots foul. First base side near the Mariners dugout. Mariners bullpen down the right field line. Castillo adjusts the ball cap. Stands tall on the hill. Swings his arms above his head. Now glove in front of his face. Goes into the motion. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up. Foul territory, first base side. That's going to curl into the crowd. We'll do it again. Allen putting up a pretty good fight. Two balls, 2 strikes. Mariners up by 1. Castillo kicks, delivers. Swung on, sharply hit past the diving Toro into left field. That's a hit. First base runner, first base hit for the A's in this one. That's a good plate appearance by Allen. Fought off some good pitches and picks up a single. And here comes the top of the order and the pesky Tony Kemp.
Can't miss Tony walking up to home plate with those bright yellow shoes.
Yeah, we could turn off the lights. He would be seen.
Yep.
So Castillo from the stretch for the first time. Small lead by Allen at first. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, popped up, short left field. This is trouble. Racing in left fielder Haggerty. He has to play it on a hop. That's a base hit. He throws behind the runner at second base, Allen, who took a wide turn. That throw nearly got away. Dylan Moore. An athletic play there. If that gets away, Allen has a chance to run wild. That is a classic Tony Kemp base hit. He took a fastball at 98 on the inside corner and just flares it into left field.
You can see his approach against Luis Castillo. He has so many weapons out there on the mound that he can get you out. He's not sticking around. If he likes that first pitch, he's going to put the bat on the ball, and he pops one into shallow left for a hit.
60 miles per hour exit velocity off the bat, usually not the recipe for success, but he gets there. Here's the machine. The pitch to him. Swings and fouls it off at home plate. So 2 outs, 2 on. First A's threat. Mariners a 1-0 lead. The 1-0 lead felt very secure given just how good Castillo has been early, but as that last Kemp hit points out, you never know. Castillo checks second. Here's his pitch. Right at the knees. Pumps in a fastball for a strike. Boy, that one looked inside too. I guess it's working both ways now. So Castillo has machine right where he wants him. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Nice job by Casale, who smothers it. Machine doesn't strike out a ton. One of the better strikeout rates in this Oakland A's lineup. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Castillo's had to work here the last few batters. Set from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Swung on a chopper, first base side. That's foul. Mariners did get some help today, though. Not from the Phillies, but from the Astros. Tampa Bay has lost, so they have a chance to gain ground on Tampa Bay. They're trying to stay even with the Blue Jays. Castillo ready. Here's his pitch. Strike 3 called. He pumped in a heater. Crispy over the inside corner, and Machine jumping out of the way. Down he goes looking. Strikeout number 3 for Luis Castillo. He's been strong early. No runs so far for Oakland. We head to the 4th. Mariners on top, 1-0.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Get ready for Chicago Gourmet. This September 22nd through 25th, Chicago Gourmet is creating a stir with a weekend of spirited events, serving up delicious food, premium wines, spirits, and beer. Join world-class chefs Rick Bayless, Stephanie Izard, Danielle Boulou, Sarah Gruenberg, and more for gourmet fun on the Harris Theater rooftop at Millennium Park. Tickets will sell out. Get yours today at chicagogourmet.org. From the Illinois Restaurant Association, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, and Choose Chicago.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Michael Phelps.
You know, I think for me in 2014, when I found myself in that dark place where I didn't want to be alive in those 4 days when I was in my room by myself, I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to find a different answer. I was sick and tired of feeling how I felt. And that's why I started to seek help. And that's when I checked myself into a treatment center.
Join us for Odyssey's I'm Listening 2-hour national mental health conversation, Wednesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Talk saves lives.
Hey guys, Mike Valeni for Cash the Ticket podcast. If you like sports betting or if you just like sports, it's the podcast for you. We try to cover all the big games and maybe some of the games you didn't even know were important, give you some angles, pick some winners, have a good time, and hopefully help you meander through college and pro football season. So join us a couple times a week to get all your information you need to bet the games that you watch. It's Cash the Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, we head to the top of the fourth inning. The Mariners leading the A's by a score of 1-0. Temperature really starting to cool off here in the East Bay of Oakland. J.P. Crawford, Dylan Moore, Abraham Toro to face young left-hander J.P. Sears, who has thrown a lot of pitches, actually a bunch in the second. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a strike on Crawford, 0-1. J.P. was safe on an air by the second baseman, Diaz, when they had a chance to turn two with Santana aboard. The Mariners loaded the bases. He got the one run on a bases-loaded walk to Sam Haggerty, so they really didn't make Sears pay for throwing those 37 pitches in the second. He retired the side in order in the first and the third. Now the stretch on the pitch to JP. Fastball is a bit high for ball one ball and one strike. JP adding 254, a young man from Long Beach, California. He had family and friends at that 4-game series against the Angels. Here's the pitch. Swing and a well-hit ball deep into the gap in right center field, but going back, Capel to the warning track, and he makes the catch. Man, off the bat, it just jumped off the barrel and kind of died out there in that cool air in right center field. Capel making the catch, and there's one away. Sure sounded good off the bat. One away, and that'll bring up second baseman Dylan Moore. Dylan had a lot of family and friends in Anaheim as well. He grew up near the ballpark. Dylan 0 for 1 on the night. Man, so valuable to this ball club. What he can do, where he can play all the different spots in the infield, the outfield. Swinging a pop-up into shallow right center field. Coming in Brown, coming in Capel. Brown is there as center fielder, and Brown makes the catch. And right now, this is very quick and easy top of the fourth inning for J.P. Sears. Say, friends, vote Marco Gonzalez for the 2022 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, which recognizes players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente21. What a great honor just to be nominated for the Roberto Clemente Award. Congratulations to Marco. Here's third baseman Abraham Toro. The pitch, a strike, 0-1. Fastball at 92 miles an hour. Toro back up from AAA Tacoma, where he spent 16 games playing for the Rainiers at 241. Couple of home runs. The pitch, swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2 on Toro. Just don't want Sears to get into a groove after that long struggle in the second, but he has. He has retired the last 6 in a row. Sears looks in. Here's the stretch. And the 0-2 pitch up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kurt Casale is due up next. Sears ready. And the left-handers 1-2 on the way to Toro. Swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side, and that is now 7 in a row retired by J.P. Sears. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at the Oakland Coliseum. It's the Mariners 1 and the A's nothing.
At Eco Products, Odyssey knows that football fans can't get enough football. That's why we've got nonstop football coverage on the free Odyssey app. Podcasts and live shows dedicated to every pro team. NFL play-by-play and enough game talk for the most diehard fans. Local radio stations talking football, interviews with star players and coaches, and football fans being fans.
What kind of play calling was that?
Listen to everything you love about football, live and on demand with the free Odyssey app. Get in the game and download today.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement, and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Come into Bell Tire today, and you'll get the lowest tire price, period. Like up to $150 off a set of 4 tires with brand names like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Goodyear. You'll also get a guy who will give you free lifetime flat repairs, tire rotations, and alignment checks. Get up to $150 off a set of 4 tires, plus more free services, more out of your tires, and more for your money. It's how we make the lowest tire price feel even lower at Bell Tire. See store at BellTire.com for details and offer expiration.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning tonight from the Oakland Coliseum. Game 1 of the 3-game series. Mariners lead by a score of 1-0. And veteran right-hander Luis Castillo will take a look at Sean Murphy, Seth Brown, and Dermis Garcia. Tomorrow night, game 2 of the 3-game series is going to be Robbie Ray against James Kaprelian. And for Kaprelian, that start tomorrow night will be his 5th against the Mariners this year. And then we have some day baseball on Thursday. George Kirby against Adrian Martinez. Then it's on to Kansas City. Here's the stretch of the pitch to Sean Murphy. Swing and a miss. And a changeup, and the count is 0-1. Man, it must be nice if you're Luis Castillo. You have those kinds of pitches where you can throw a fastball 100 miles an hour. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside with a slider in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. You have a 2-seamer that moves a 1.5 into a right-handed hitter at 98 miles an hour. You got a slider that comes up the home plate looking like a fastball and then will take off your shoe tops. And then a changeup at 89, 90 miles an hour. Here's a pitch swung on and ground ball foul on the third base side. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Must be nice to have that kind of, repertoire of pitches. And if you don't have one, you got 3 pretty good pitches to go to make an adjustment. Luis ready, the windup and the 1-2 on the way to Murphy. Fastball swing and a well-hit ball down the left field line, but he pulls it foul, and that had the distance. Hard hit ball off the bat of Sean Murphy, but foul, and the count is still 1-2. You have a lot of youngsters in this lineup. Actually, that was a changeup that was down and in, and Murphy was able to get to it. This is the one guy that you really have to be careful with in this lineup. 18 home runs, 65 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a pop-up out of play off to our right, and the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. And also the guy behind him, Seth Brown, isn't too bad either.
And Murphy's their best hitter, although it feels like this will end his A's run with Langoliers, the young catcher of the future for the A's. I feel like this offseason will probably be it for Murphy in an A's uniform.
Here's the windup and the 1-2 again, swinging a broken back ground ball back to the mound, taken by Castillo. Underhand flip over to Carlos Santana, playing first tonight for the out on Murphy as Castillo shattered his bat. Luis has a big smile on his face as he got to that ground ball. So 1 out for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up center fielder Seth Brown. Here's Brown 0 for 1. He has flied out to Henniger in right field. Pitchers always feel good when they can break somebody's bat, run that fastball in on their hands. Here's the pitch. And it's outside to Brown for ball 1. We mentioned how tough it's been for the A's this year. One stat that really stands out that kind of tells you what kind of a season you're having. Here's a swing and a drive into right field, going back in the ball. Henniger near the warning track, and he's there to make the catch as Brown lines out. So Murphy hits the ball hard, deep and foul, then breaks his bat, grounds out to Castillo, and now Brown lines out. I'm talking about Murphy grounds out, and then Brown lines out to right field. So 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Garcia. Garcia 0 for 1 has popped up to Crawford at short. Here's the pitch on the way, a strike. 0-1. A's manager Mark Kotze, his first year with the ball club. Melvin had some great years here. Next pitch, outside and off the glove of Casali all the way to the backstop for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Melvin, the first-year manager now in San Diego, but, man, he's had some issues to deal with this year as the Padres skipper. San Diego trying to get to the playoffs as a wild card team. Next pitch, swing and a miss. A changeup that was down, and the count is 1-2 on Garcia. That thing dropped off the table as it got up to home plate. Now the windup and the 1-2 on the way to Garcia. Fastball misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castillo tugs that hat over that thick braided hair. Luis has that great look. Here's the windup and the next pitch on the way. Slider misses down for ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Casali. Here's the good old-fashioned signals. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a little loop route in behind second. Over to his right. The backhanded Dylan Moore. Long throw back to first. In time to get Garcia. That's going to retire the side. Dylan Moore with a nice play on the other side of second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the top of the 5th here in Oakland. Our Home Street Bank score. The Mariners 1 and the A's 0.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
There are 2 kinds of entrepreneurs, those who run their business and those whose business runs them. If you've lost control of your business, consider running on EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. EOS is used by more than 100,000 companies to clarify, simplify, and achieve their vision. Stop letting your business run you and start running your business. Schedule a free 90-minute meeting with an EOS implementer at eosworldwide.com. That's eosworldwide.com.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
1 and the A's nothing. We go to the top half of the 5th inning from the Oakland Coliseum. Game 1 of the 3-game set with the A's. Kurt Casale to lead things off. J.P. Sears has settled in. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside on Casale for ball 1. He's retired the last 7 in a row after throwing 37 pitches, but giving up only 1 run back in the 2nd inning. Casale drew a walk, had low to the bases, and then Sam Haggerty walked, and that's how the Mariners scored their 1 run. Here's the next offering. It's way outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, and no strikes to count. Sears looks in, ready. Nobody on the right side of the infield. Here's the stretch, and the 2-0 to Casale. Inside, ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned, sorry to hear about the passing of Maury Wills. Had a chance to meet Maury on a few occasions. One of the great shortstops in Major League Baseball, passing away at the age of 89. Was good friends with my great friend John Dietrich. Here's the stretch, and the 3-0 pitch on the way. It's a strike on Casale, and the count is now 3-1. Maury, for years, was one of the best shortstops in all of baseball when he first came up in 1959 with the Dodgers. Led the National League in stolen bases 6 consecutive seasons. Here's the stretch, and the 2-2. Swinging a pop-up out of play on the first base side, and the count is still even on Kurt. At 2 balls and 2 strikes. He was a 5-time All-Star. Hope the Dodgers win some World Series. Had a great career. Man, that was some kind of ball club. Those Dodger teams back in the 1960s with Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a foul off the netting behind home plate, and the count is still 2-2 on Casale. It's an off-speed pitch at 76 miles an hour. He was the 1962 National League MVP with the Dodgers, Maury Wills. Beat out Willie Mays that year. For the honor, the stretch, and the 3-2 on the way, and it's high and outside for ball 4. So Casale with his 2nd walk. And the Mariners have their leadoff man on here in the top of the 5th inning. Say, friends, unparalleled sports experience is coming to T-Mobile Park. The all-new Press Club, a limited edition number of full of season memberships are available to enjoy spectacular views and an incredible all-inclusive food and drink menu. Visit mariners.com/Press Club for some of the best seats in the ballpark for 2023. And, of course, All-Star Week. Man, that's going to be something, folks. Mariners hosting the World of Baseball in July of next year, 2023, for the Midsummer Classic. Here's Sam Haggerty. Sears ready, delivers, and it's outside for ball 1. Last time the Mariners hosted the All-Star Game was back in 2001. The American League won that game. Cal Ripken Jr.'s final All-Star appearance. He had a home run off at Chan Ho Park. And it's coming back to Seattle next year. Here's the stretch, and the 1-0 to Haggerty. Breaking ball is inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And it's just not the All-Star Game anymore. You have the Home Run Derby. It's really All-Star Week. So many great events. You have the Futures All-Star Game where the top minor leaguers get together. Julio played in that game last year. Jared Kelnick. Here's the stretch. And the 2-0 on the way. Check swing. Fouled away on the first base side by Haggerty. And the count is now 2-1 on Sam. 1-0 Mariners. If you just tuned in, we're at the top of the 5th inning. Julio Rodriguez is due up next. So get your tickets for next year, especially in the new Press Club. and get ready for the All-Star game as well. Here's the set by Sears and the lefty's pitch. Fastball for a strike. 2-2. Mariners have only one hit off of Sears. That was the leadoff single by Carlos Santana. It's a big chopper to third as Machine backed up. The throw to first was wide. That's it. The Mariners scored 9 yesterday against the Angels. The stretch and the pitch. It's inside for ball 3 and another full count. 3-2 on Haggerty. Solly drew a walk. Haggerty batting from the right side. The look in by Sears. Castillo lead at first base. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is strikeout number 6 for Sears. 1 on and 1 away. And here we go to the top of the order. And here's center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And great to see this kid back in the lineup after missing 3 games with that tight lower back. Mariners really missed his bat, his excitement, his defense, and just the way he goes about his business. A lot of life, a lot of fun. There he is, jumping into the batter's box, little skip, little hop, levels off the dirt on the right side of the batter's box, steps away, takes a slow practice swing. Now he steps back in, jams that right foot into the batter's box, gets a toe hold. Everything he does, you can't take your eyes off this kid. 21 years of age. He's going to be in a Mariners uniform for a long time. The stretch, the pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. Julio's hit the ball hard twice, but so far nothing to show for it. And a hard ground ball to the middle, but right there was Diaz to make the play and then flew out deep to center field with the bases loaded in the second. We're talking about the Mariners' 3 grand slams this year. Well, Julio had the first back in May against the Rangers in Texas at Globe Life Field. Santana won yesterday. Here's the pitch. Swung on, well hit down the left field line, but pulled foul into a vast area of empty seats. And the count is even on Julio at 1 ball and 1 strike. He is 1 home run away from grabbing the Mariners record for most home runs in a season for a rookie. Alvin Davis, 27. Back in 1984, he's tied with A.D. Danny Tarnable hit 25 in 1986, his rookie year. Rupert Jones, 1977, hit 24. The look in by Sears. And the 1-1 to Julio swing and a foul over the screen behind home plate. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. We had a chance to catch up with Alvin yesterday. He was in Anaheim for the last few days. He makes his home in nearby Riverside, California, and still works for the Mariners organization. Went around to their minor league ball clubs. Always great to have AD around. Alvin Davis. Sears with a new baseball. Julio would love to lose it into the seats. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. Strike 3 and another strikeout for J.P. Sears. That is strikeout number 7. His fastball 93-94, but he has a good slider right now, down and in, with a lot of break to it to the right-handed hitters. 2 outs.
You know, you go back to that long inning he had in the second with Julio batting. It really felt like if Julio had come up with a hit there that he was out of the game, that the Mariners would have bounced Sears. Instead, he gets Julio out, and he has been untouched since.
Yeah, there was activity down to the bullpen. Mark Hotze was ready to make the move. Here's Ty France. The pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1, and now Sears has settled in and settled down. He's retired 9 of the last 10.
Of course, the one positive, he threw 37 pitches, so his night is coming to an end as he inches towards 90 already here in the 5th inning.
Got his pitch count up early. Now a right-hander warming up down to the pen. One more time. Sears ready, the stretch. And the 0-1 to Ty, swinging a hard hit ground ball to third, diving stop by Machine. The long throw to first, and it's in time to rob Ty France of a base hit. Holy smokes, what a play by Machine at third, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th, halfway point, and it's still the Mariners 1 and the Athletics nothing.
Join your Seattle Mariners in their playoff hunt with a hunt of...
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Odyssey knows that football fans can't get enough football. That's why we've got nonstop football coverage on the free Odyssey app. Podcasts and live shows dedicated to every pro team. NFL play-by-play and enough game talk for the most diehard fans. Local radio stations talking football, interviews with star players and coaches, and football fans being fans.
What kind of play calling was that?
Listen to everything you love about football, live and on demand with the free Odyssey app. Get in the game and download today.
Hey guys, Mike Valeni for Catch the Ticket podcast. If you like sports betting or if you just like sports, it's the podcast for you. We try to cover all the big games and maybe some of the games you didn't even know were important, give you some angles, pick some winners, have a good time, and hopefully help you meander through college and pro football season. So join us a couple times a week to get all your information you need to bet the games that you watch. It's Cash the Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're broadcasting from our Western Washington Toyota radio booth. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning, halfway point, and the bottom of the fifth is brought to you by Heritage Distilling's Cocoa Bomb Whiskey. Rick Reyes along with Gary Hill Jr., Shannon Dreher. Opening game of the series here at the Oakland Coliseum. Leading things off, designated hitter Shea Langoliers. 1-0 Mariners. Luis Castillo ready. Slider for a strike, 0-1. Luis gave up back-to-back singles with 2 outs to Nick Allen and Tony Kemp in the third. That's been it. Here's the next pitch. Slider, swing and a miss. Throw it again. And it's 0-2 on Langoliers. Langoliers was the big chip in that trade with the Atlanta Braves when the A's traded away Matt Olson to Atlanta. Here's the pitch. Slider, throw it again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So strikeout number 4 for Luis Castillo. 1 out for the A's right away. That'll bring up right fielder Connor Capel. Or rather, Connor Capel, who was up earlier this year with the St. Louis Cardinals, appeared in 9 games with the Cardinals, hit 176, a home run, and 2 runs batted in. Just called up today from AAA Las Vegas. Here's the windup and the pitch to Capel, and it's low and inside for ball 1. Capel is the son of former big leaguer Jim Capel, who was a teammate with Scott Service with the Houston Astros. Here's the pitch, and it's low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Talked with Scott about that. He said, yeah, I remember his daddy very well. We were teammates with the Astros. It makes you feel a little bit old now watching his son play. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Capel, and the count is now 2-1. But if you've been in the game long enough, you see situations like this where the kids come along and they're big leaguers. Next off for the way, swinging a line shot into center field for a base hit. A one-hop rocket out to Julio Rodriguez, and Capel in his athletics debut gets a base hit to center field. And it's hit number 3 for the A's. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. One on and one away for the A's here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mariners lead 1-0, and here is Jordan Diaz. pitch on the way. Diaz is swinging a foul off the catcher Casale, and the count is 0-1. Diaz just called up from the minor leagues. 1 for 3 in his major league debut the other day. Just 2 days ago. Diaz, right-handed hitter. Castillo does that little leg kick as he goes into his stretch. Here's the set. And the 0-1 pitch, runner goes, swinging a foul at the plate by Diaz, and the count is now 0-2. Capel taking off with a pitch, now turns around and heads on back to first base. 0-2 on Diaz. So if you're manager Mark Kotze of the Oakland Athletics, you know you're not going to get a whole bunch off of Luis Castillo, so you're going to try to put the game in motion. So he sends Capel on that last pitch. Pretty good chance he's going to take off again. So let's see if Luis makes a move to first base. Santana playing at the bag. Again, the set by Luis. Capel a lead. He stays. It's time to pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you see on an 0-2 pitch with a runner at first thinking he might go, Castillo throws a pitch off the plate. And just in case he was running, that gives Casale a chance to throw the runner out at second instead of a pitch in close to the hitter. Here's the stretch. Turn around and toss over to first base to get Capel back to the bag. Connor Capel from Katy, Texas, hometown of former big league pitcher Roger Clemens. The look in by Castillo. Here's the pitch in the way, swinging a chopper toward the hole at short, taken by Toro. He'll go to second for 1. Moore's relay to first, not in time. They get the lead runner, Capel at second. Diaz is safe at first base on a 5-4 fielder's choice, just not hit hard enough as Toro had to go to his left at third, wait for that second hop. He gave Dylan a good feed, but just not hit hard enough to try to turn the double play. So Diaz safe at first base. Now with 2 down, bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. And here is shortstop Nick Allen. Allen hit a hard ground ball through the hole at short. He's 1 for 1. A base hit into left field. Had a chance to visit with this kid last time we were here in Oakland a few weeks ago. A's won 2 out of 3. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss by Allen, and the count is 0-1. And looking at this young man, he looks like he's still in high school. Nick Allen, growing up in San Diego, California. High draft pick by Oakland a few years ago. Castillo, 4 strikeouts on the night. Looks in, gets the sign from Casale. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, popped up, foul on the first base side. Over on the run is Santana, and this one is going to be out of play into the crowd. And the count is 0-2. Anytime there's a pop-up on the first and third base side, you got to go for it because there is so much room. A lot of acreage from the foul lines to the dugouts, and you just can't give up on a pop-up. And that's got to take off some points off the A's batting averages, who play 81 home games here at the Oakland Coliseum. Diaz again a lead at first base, held on by Santana. The pitch, and it's up high for ball 1 to Allen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the temperature, whole different number when you look at the temperature between what we have the last 4 days in Anaheim to what we have here in the East Bay of Oakland. Always a little bit cool early in the season, late in the year, and sometimes during the year. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. San Francisco just across the bay. Famous Mark Twain once wrote, the coldest winter ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. Luis Castillo looking for the final out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 Mariners. The 2-2 to Allen. Outside for ball 3. Full count 3-2, and now Diaz can take off over at first base. Mariners outfield straight away. Haggerty, Rodriguez, and Haniger. Good to see Julio back out there in center field, missing 3 days with that tight back. Diaz the lead at first. Here's the set. There he goes. Next off on the way, and it is just a bit outside for ball 4. So Allen with the walk. And now the Athletics have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and the batter will be Tony Kemp, who always finds a way to put the bat on the ball like he did his last time up. Swung at the first pitch and hit a bloop single into shallow left field. This is one guy down through the years that just gives you fits. When he was with the Astros, he did the same thing, and now doing the same thing with the Oakland A's. Tough little out. Last year, Tony hit .279, 8 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Last 18 games, he's hitting .319. Castillo trying to get out of a jam. Here's the pitch on the way to Kemp, and it's low and inside with a slider for ball 1. Kemp, a little left-handed hitter, gets back up there, batting .236 on the year. Right-hander warming up down to the bullpen for the A's. And that may be it for Sears, who threw a lot of pitches early. Runners their leads, and the 1-0 pitch, swinging a high drive into right field toward the corner. Mitch Haniger going back, running out of room, and goodbye baseball. Tony Kemp does it again. Holy smokes, his 7th home run of the season, a 3-run home run into the right field corner, and the A's have a 3-1 lead in the ballgame. Diaz and Allen will score out in front of them. Tony Kemp strikes again. He has been a major thorn in the side of the Mariners down through the years. And he gets hold of a 1-0 pitch, gets it out down the right field line. So 3 runs are in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up by Neil Machine. Machine 0 for 2 on the night. Mitch Haniger going back as we look at that replay, just running out of room. Luis Reddy fires away, swinging a fly ball to left field. Down the line, going back in the run, Haggerty. This one is going to be off the top of the wall, and it bounces away from Sam. In at second goes Machine, standing up with a double. Sammy up with the ball, the long throw into third. So Machine in at second with an extra base hit. And the Oakland A's bats making some loud noises here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Hey, this happened fast. Castillo, who was largely untouched for the first 4 and change of this game, and that has dramatically shifted here in the last 2 batters.
The A's had 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 on, and then the walk to Allen. Then Tony Kemp, the home run. And now the double by Machine off the wall in left field.
Yeah, those chances the Mariners have had so far in this game loom large, especially in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded, Julio up. They couldn't add to their 1 run. They couldn't knock Sears out. And here we are.
Mariners had a chance to do a lot of damage early. Here is catcher Sean Murphy. So long bottom of the 5th inning for Luis Castillo. It was cruising along through 4 2/3 innings. The set by Luis. The pitch to Murphy is low and outside with a slider for ball 1. Mariners here at the end of the year playing teams under 500. You cannot take anybody lightly, and I'm not saying the Mariners are, because sometimes teams like this can be mighty dangerous with so many young players. Here's the pitch on the way, a strike, and the count is even on Murphy at 1 ball and 1 strike because they're playing for a job. These kids are doing everything they possibly can to prove to the A's organization that they belong in the big leagues when they get to camp next year. So you run into some pretty good battles with teams that are out of contention with a bunch of young players that are pretty hungry. Here's the pitch, and it's down low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Murphy. The A's have made Luis work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Luis ready. Here's the set. Checks the runner at second. The pitch, swing, and a foul straight back by Murphy. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murphy hit one out of the ballpark, but foul his last time up down the left field line in the 4th. And then broke his bat on a swing and grounded back out to Castillo. Luis with a new baseball from home plate umpire Eric Bacchus, calling balls and strikes tonight. Murphy taking some time getting inside the batter's box. That's another thing about the pitch clock next year. The hitters have to be in the box and ready to hit within 8 seconds of that 15-second time limit. A pitcher has to throw a pitch. Here's the stretch. And the 2-2 on the way, and it's low and inside with a slider for ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A's had the day off yesterday. They lost to Houston on Sunday 11-2. They have lost 7 of their last 10 games. A's lead 3-1, bottom of the 5th inning. Runner on at second is Machine. Here's the stretch. And the 3-2 to Murphy, swinging a pop-up foul down the right field side, shallow. Santana over, and he can't get to it. This one into the netting. Down the line, and the count is still 3 balls and 2 strikes. And right now, Luis's pitch count up to 78. And most of those right here in the 5th. Tony Kemp with a 2-out, 3-run home run here at the bottom of the 5th inning for Oakland. 7th home run of the year. He had 8 home runs last season. Luis ready. And the 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up behind home plate, right above us and out of play. And the count is still 3-2. Murphy, since the All-Star break with the A's, last 52 games, he's hit 9 of his 18 home runs and 29 RBIs. Steele's ready to go. He's just waiting for Murphy to get inside the batter's box. Now, Sean is in there. Machine a lead at second base with 3 runs in. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line shot down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball in toward the corner. Machine rounding third. He's going to score. Up with the ball is Haggerty. The throw to third is cut up by Crawford. Sean Murphy in at second base with a double scoring Machine. And it's now the A's 4 and the Mariners 1. And now they're starting to stir inside the Mariners bullpen down the right field line. And the batter will be center fielder Seth Brown. The long inning continues for Luis Castillo. After he was in pretty much cruise control the first 4 innings. Now time to call pitching coach Pete Woodworth out to the mound just to go out there, number 1, to settle down Luis, and also buy some time for somebody to get up and start throwing down in the Mariners bullpen. And it's going to be right-hander Matt Brash. But the A's with 4 runs in here in the bottom of the 5th, lead it 4-1.
This visit to the mound brought to you by Geico. Switch to Geico today. See all the ways you could save. It's easy. Just go to geico.com, get a rate quote, get started seeing how much you could save.
And now Woodworth turns around, heads on back to the Mariners first base dugout. And here's Seth Brown, 0 for 2, is flat out twice to Haniger in right field. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball is up and away for ball 1. This inning started off with Luis striking out Shane Langoliers on 3 sliders. Here's the set and the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Brown, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Castillo plants that back foot in front of the rubber, looks in to get the sign from Casale. They are not using the pitch comp, that electronic device. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. The catcher has a little button, and you can hear with a recording, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, and the location from a receiver that's tucked away inside your cap. Luis ready, the set, and the 2-1 pitch. Check swing and a slider down and in. Did he go? He did not. Somehow Brown was able to hold up on the swing. He fell across home plate trying to do so. And the count is now 3-1. Brown, 23 home runs on the year and 62 runs batted in. The look in by Castillo. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's going to be inside for ball 4. So Brown draws a walk, and the long inning continues for Luis. Now the A's have runners on at first and second with 2 outs. 4 runs are in. And that'll bring up Dermis Garcia. And now Scott Service just gave Castillo a signal. Go out to the mound and have a little talk with Luis. Brash has been warming up down to the bullpen. And now will this little conversation give Brash enough time to throw a few more pitches to get ready down to the bullpen? Because, my goodness, the A's have really made Luis work here in the bottom of the 5th.
It's a pretty shocking turn. He really breezed through the first 4. He's put a couple of base runners on in the 3rd, but for the most part, he didn't have any issues at all. Then all of a sudden, with 2 outs, too.
And here comes Scott. Yeah, he just wanted to buy some time for Matt Brash. That's why he asked us Castillo to go out and pay Luis a little conversation, have a little conversation with Luis, and that is going to be it for Luis. Castillo gets a pat on the back from Scott Service. 4-1 Oakland, bottom of the 5th, and Matt Brash will take over in relief. So what a turnaround in this ball game. The Mariners had a 1-0 lead. They had a chance to do a lot of damage early, and they could not get to J.P. Sears, but still we're at the halfway point, bottom of the 5th. Brash will take over, and we'll take this timeout.
At Valley Buick. Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Come into Bell Tire today, and you'll get the lowest tire price, period. Like up to $150 off a set of 4 tires with brand names like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Goodyear. You'll also get a guy who will give you free lifetime flat repairs, tire rotations, and alignment checks. Get up to $150 off a set of 4 tires, plus more free services, more out of your tires, and more for your money. It's how we make the lowest tire price feel even lower at Bell Tire. See store at belltire.com for details and offer expiration.
Fantasy football leagues are won on the waiver wire, and with trades, and with savvy starter sit decisions. The Fantasy Football Today podcast will help you along the way with the best advice on how to manage your team and dominate your league. With 8 episodes per week, Fantasy Football Today is the only resource you'll need. Start, sit, grade the trade, fantasy cops to settle your league disputes, and so much more. Check out Fantasy Football Today anywhere podcasts are found.
Helping Hand brought to you by Seattle's Union Gospel Mission. They're helping men, women, and children break the cycle of homelessness and start new lives. Brash has been outstanding out of the pen for the Mariners this year. A 1.44 ERA as a reliever, 25 innings, 36 strikeouts. And he's asked to get the final out here in the 5th inning. Garcia comes to the plate, the only Athletic who has not batted here in the 5th inning.
So here is Mr. Garcia, young first baseman for the A's. 0 for 2 on the night. Man, is this game turned on a dime. 4 runs in. Runners on at first and second and 2 outs. Brash ready. Here's the pitch to Garcia. There's a strike, and the count is 0-1. Luis Castillo very much in control through 4 2/3. Then a walk to Nick Allen. 2 on, 3-run home run, Tony Kemp. Double by Machine, double by Murphy. And a walk to Brown. That was it for Luis through 85 pitches. The pitch. Slider up and in for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garcia. Garcia has popped to Crawford at short. And he's grounded out to Dylan Moore, who made a nice play on the other side of second base. So Brash looking for that final out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. He's the bridge guy. And Scott Service calls that reliever. Here's the pitch of the way. Swinging a foul off the top of the screen behind home plate in the count 1-2. Guy that comes in right away and turns it over and turns the game around. Still plenty of time left to go in this ball game. My goodness, the Mariners had a chance to really get the starter J.P. Sears early, and they just couldn't. Runners get their leads. Murphy on at second. Brown the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Slider low and away for ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Garcia. He was up and down a few times with the A's this year, but at AAA Las Vegas hit .264 with 13 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Matt Brash ready, the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul behind the plate, and the count is still even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. I was talking with Kenny Korak, the longtime voice on radio for the A's. And he said their AAA ball club in Las Vegas is drawing very, very well. There's been a lot of talk, but not much action on the A's possibly getting out of Oakland. They've been here since 1968, when they moved here from Kansas City. Here's the stretch. And again, the 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss at a slider for strike 3. And that's going to finally retire the side. But the A's, they do a lot of damage here in the bottom of the fifth inning. They get 4 runs on 4 base hits. The big hit, a 3-run home run by Tony Kemp, and that came with 2 outs. We go to the top of the 6th. Home Street Bank score. It's now the A's 4 and the Mariners 1.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Alanis Morissette.
When it first started, I would have my nightly panic attacks, but then I started getting really curious about all the sensations. Like I just really started looking at, okay, so chest is, I got really kind of granular in observing the details of what was really going on with the breath. It's just survival strategy. Chronic stress is trauma.
Join us for Odyssey's I'm Listening 2-hour national mental health conversation, Wednesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Talk saves lives. How's your mental health? I'm listening with Michael Phelps.
I think for me in 2014, when I found myself in that dark place where I didn't want to be alive in those 4 days when I was in my room by myself, I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to find a different answer. I was sick and tired of feeling how I felt. And that's why I started to seek help. And that's when I checked myself into a treatment center.
Join us for Odyssey's I'm Listening 2-hour national mental health conversation, Wednesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Talk saves lives.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Well, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Our Home Street Bank score. It's now the A's 4 and the Mariners 1. We have a new pitcher. Joel Payamps will take over in relief for the A's to face Mitch Haniger, Carlos Santana, J.P. Crawford for the play-by-play. Here's Gary.
So the Mariners some work to do here as Haniger will stand in. Payamps from the stretch here with the bases empty. The pitch over for a strike. A strange final line for Sears as his night is over. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run not earned, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Payamps, his pitch. Swung on, a hard hit into the shift. Backhand dive made by Diaz. Gets to his feet, throws to first. It skips by Garcia and goes into the Mariners dugout. So Haniger safe at first base. That's going to be an error. That's a tough error on Diaz. Did a nice job getting to the ball.
Carlos Santana.
And the A's get a break right there because it hit the lip on the other side of the Mariners dugout and bounced back. So Haniger is on at first base and not awarded that second base. So the A's got lucky there.
That is too bad because the dugouts here are wide open. There's nothing in front of the dugouts. So if a ball generally rolls in that area, it's going to roll into the dugout. There's no screen. There's no anything. As Carlos Santana will stand in now for the M's. Here comes the pitch to Carlos. Not close. Way outside. Piamps, former Kansas City Royal. 11 games this year for Oakland. 12 innings of work. He has not walked a batter, has 8 strikeouts. He's allowed a couple of home runs. Mariners looking to get it cooking. The pitch, that's not close. 2-0. Mariners trailing 4-1. Pretty shocking turn of events. Castillo was cruising. He'd retired 13 of the first 15 he saw. Then the wheels fell off in the 5th. As Carlos Santana calls time. Open stance from the left side. Shift on against him. Small lead at first base by Haniger. Bennett the waist. Here comes the pitch. He finds the zone, a strike right at the bottom rung. So he's back in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Santana grips the bat with the pine tar. You can see the pine tar on his helmet. Purple batting gloves as he grips the bat. Here's the pitch to Carlos Santana. That's high, ball 3, 3-1. Santana, a really good eye, although his on-base percentage with the Mariners hasn't been that high. Neither is his batting average, but his slugging percentage has been pretty good. He's walloped 15 home runs with the Mariners. Here's the pitch to him. Swings and fouls it back to the screen. That was middle, and he just missed it. A fastball at 95 right down the pipe. And he took a massive cut. We've gone full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs. 6th inning. Mariners down 4-1. Haniger steps off his lead at first base. Piamps from the belt. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Stroke to right field. Back is Capel. In front of the track. Reaches up. Makes the catch. Retreating back to first base is Haniger. And Santana, the second at bat in a row, hits the ball hard, but nothing to show for it. Last time, in the 3rd inning, he lined a ball 111 off the bat. That was snared by the second baseman. This time, a hard hit ball fly out to right field. So some bad luck for Santana. That brings up J.P. Crawford. 4-1 A's. Mariners looking to scramble back here. Runner at first base. The pitch to J.P. Off the plate. So we only got 2 much anticipated J.P. versus J.P. matchups in this one. Pitch. Strike at the knees. J.P. with periods, Crawford. J.P. without periods, Sears. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matthew Festa throwing in the Mariners bullpen. There's a lefty going for the A's. Battle of the bullpens now. Here's the pitch to J.P. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Mariners don't want to lose any more ground to Toronto. They've won tonight. They beat Philadelphia in what ended up looking like a football game. (18-11) the final score. 21 hits for the Blue Jays in that game. Pitch to Crawford. Swung on, chopped at home plate, foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the Mariners don't want to lose ground to Toronto, and they have a chance to gain ground on Tampa Bay. They lost to the Astros tonight. Houston doing the Mariners a favor for the second straight night. 5-0 final. Shane McClanahan got the start for Tampa Bay, and the Astros got to him early. That's easier said than done. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, head up the middle, should be 2 to the shortstop. Gloves it, Allen steps on second for 1. Fires it to first in time, double play. And quickly, the Mariners rally snuffed out here in the 6th. That's it for the M's, the double play. Go to the bottom of the inning. Mariners trailing 4-1.
Alaska. Come into Bell Tire today, and you'll get the lowest tire price, period. Like up to $150 off a set of 4 tires with brand names like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Goodyear. You'll also get a guy who will give you free lifetime flat repairs, tire rotations, and alignment checks. Get up to $150 off a set of 4 tires, plus more free services, more out of your tires, and more for your money. It's how we make the lowest tire price feel even lower at Bell Tire. See store at belltire.com for details and offer expiration.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
You know those headlines that make you stop scrolling and actually read an article? I'm Mike Rogers. Those are the kinds of stories I'm diving into on my podcast, Something Offbeat, like the caterpillar infestation in Maine that had us rethinking our relationship with insects.
We were talking about a time 300 million years ago, if you can imagine. There was a dragonfly. It had a 2-foot wingspan.
Just search for Something Offbeat in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
There are 2 kinds of entrepreneurs, those who run their business and those whose business runs them. If you've lost control of your business, consider running on EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. EOS is used by more than 100,000 companies to clarify, simplify, and achieve their vision. Stop letting your business run you and start running your business. Schedule a free 90-minute meeting with an EOS implementer at eosworldwide.com. That's eosworldwide.com.
It was a strikeout to start the inning. Hayes would chase Luis Castillo. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Tony Kemp. Feels like you can put Kemp in the same category as Elvis Andrus, David Fletcher. They all live in the same mind space for me.
And Tony's number 1.
I don't know. It depends on which team you're playing, I think, at the time. Matthew Festa takes over for the Mariners here. They'll face Langoliers, who's DHing in this one. Mariners trailing 4-1, your home street bank score. Here's the pitch from Festa. Finds the inside corner with the strike. Festa's been excellent for the Mariners this year. His ERA elevated over 4. He's given up 3 home runs combined in his last 3 outings. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Off to a good start here. No balls, 2 strikes. Gave up a 3-run home run his last outing against the Angels a handful of days ago. That was an 8-7 Mariners loss. Set from the stretch. Here's his 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good slider. Langoliers chased it. And Festa has the strikeout to start the 6th inning.
You know, watching Matt all season long, he gets a lot of outs, but they're quick outs. He doesn't waste any time. I mean, it's strike 1 and then controls the at-bat, expands the strike zone. He gets a strikeout or a weak ground ball or a pop-up, but he gets very quick outs.
He's so tough, too, when he gets ahead with that slider. Capel stands in. Bats from the left side against Festa. Here's the pitch. Inside, missed with the slider there. He has one of the best strikeout rates for relievers in the American League, and that's on the back of that slider. And we know about the bullpen. They are slider monsters up and down. Here's the pitch. Missed too high. 2 balls, no strikes. Fans in the outfield continue to drum away. The diehards out there, they're here every game no matter what. The 2-0. Missed with the slider. Casale tried to frame it, didn't get the call. So 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 6th inning. Mariners are down 4-1. Festa's ready. His pitch. Right down the pipe, taking all the way is Capel. That's a strike. He singled last time. His first hit is an A in the 5th inning. Festa nods his head up and down, ready. He delivers. A chopper at home plate. Foul ball. It's back in the count now. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners were so set up in this series. Castillo going in game 1, Robbie Ray in game 2, George Kirby in game 3. We'll say game 1 has not gone to plan. It was for the first 4 innings. Castillo essentially untouchable until the 5th. The 3-2. Too high. Ball 4, he walks him. And the A's have a base runner here in the 6th. Well, the Mariners excited to celebrate Fan Appreciation Weekend starting on Friday, September 30th. A fireworks spectacular presented by T-Mobile. It's the final fireworks night of the season. Mariners will take on the A's, this A's team, at 6:40. You can get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. Mariners not done with the A's even after this series. Diaz, the second baseman, standing in. Throw to first base, and Capel gets back. Diaz reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He scored on the Tony Kemp 3-run home run. Festa, the right arm just dangles as he stares in. Now comes set, his pitch. A touch outside. 1-0. Outfield playing straight up. Julio out there in center field. Here's the 1-0. Capel goes. The pitch is swung on and batted foul into the seat's first base side. So we'll do it again. A's don't run much. Although it is one of the few offensive categories, they're not in the bottom 5. They have really struggled offensively. They have 4 on the board here, though. Festa's pitch. Swing and a miss. It's a good slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They have the worst on base percentage in Major League Baseball. It's pretty wild comparing them to their offense last year. Festa set. Here comes his 1-2. Swung on a chopper to third base. Toro comes in, throws it second for 1. The relay to first base. That's in time. Smoothly turned, double play. Mariners get 2 here in the 6th, and that's it for the A's. A 0 on the board. We go to the 7th. Mariners want to get the bats going. They trail 4-1.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Odyssey knows that football fans can't get enough football. That's why we've got nonstop football coverage on the free Odyssey app. Podcasts and live shows dedicated to every pro team. NFL play-by-play and enough game talk for the most diehard fans. Local radio stations talking football, interviews with star players and coaches, and football fans being fans.
What kind of play calling was that?
Listen to everything you love about football, live and on demand with the free Odyssey app. Get in the game and download today.
Come into Bell Tire today, and you'll get the lowest tire price, period. Like up to $150 off a set of 4 tires with brand names like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Goodyear. You'll also get a guy who will give you free lifetime flat repairs, tire rotations, and alignment checks. Get up to $150 off a set of 4 tires, plus more free services, more out of your tires, and more for your money. It's how we make the lowest tire price feel even lower at Bell Tire. See store at BellTire.com for details and offer expiration.
Fantasy football leagues are won on the waiver wire. and with trades, and with savvy starter sit decisions. The Fantasy Football Today podcast will help you along the way with the best advice on how to manage your team and dominate your league. With 8 episodes per week, Fantasy Football Today is the only resource you'll need. Start sit, grade the trade, fantasy cops to settle your league disputes, and so much more. Check out Fantasy Football Today anywhere podcasts are found.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Alanis Morissette.
When it first started, I would have my nightly panic attacks, but then I started getting really curious about all the sensations. Like, I just really started looking at, okay, so chest is, I got really kind of granular in observing the details of what was really going on with the breath. It's just survival strategy. Chronic stress is trauma.
Join us for Odyssey's I'm Listening 2-hour national mental health conversation, Wednesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Talk saves lives. How's your mental health? I'm listening with Michael Phelps.
You know, I think for me in 2014, when I found myself in that dark place where I didn't want to be alive in those 4 days when I was in my room by myself, I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to find a different answer. I was sick and tired of feeling how I felt. And that's why I started to seek help. And that's when I checked myself into a treatment center.
Join us for Odyssey's I'm Listening 2-hour national mental health conversation, Wednesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. Talk saves lives.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement, and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
I'm Matt Spiegel, and I'm the host of the brand new podcast, Beat the Streak Daily. Every weekday this Major League season, I will update the state of Beat the Streak. The rules are simple. Each day, pick 1 or 2 players you think will get a hit. And if they do, your streak continues. Sounds doable, right? But so far, it's been impossible to win. And with millions of dollars on the line, no one has ever gotten to 56. Subscribe now to Beat the Streak Daily, wherever you get your podcasts, and play Beat the Streak for your chance to win $5.6 million.
Hey guys, Mike Valeni for Cash the Ticket podcast. If you like sports betting or if you just like sports, it's the podcast for you. We try to cover all the big games and maybe some of the games you didn't even know were important, give you some angles, pick some winners, have a good time, and hopefully help you meander through college and pro football season. So join us a couple times a week to get all your information you need to bet the games that you watch. It's Cash the Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
MLB Network is back in action for the new season.
Let me get a little more.
And we've got 2 new shows to prove it. At 3 Eastern, sit back and celebrate the game in a new way with Off Base.
Taking this thing to an entirely different level.
Then at 5 Eastern, get all the baseball and betting news on Pregame Spread.
We'll look at baseball from a wide lens, maybe stumble into a few laughs.
So get a little more this season. Weekdays on MLB Network.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 7th inning. Mariners some work to do, trailing 4-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew it by him at 97. That was gas upstairs. 2 away. It's the 3rd time Toro has fanned in the game. First punch out for Puck. Castillo will stand in. He has walked twice in the game. Puck, the big red beard, standing tall on the hill. The lefty with white shoes, matching the white pants, white jersey. Here's his pitch. It steams inside. That could have gone either way. At 97. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 7th inning. A 4 spot by Oakland is the difference. The pitch, swing and a miss. Got even. Tony Kemp, a 3-run home run. That's the big blow.
And all of that with 2 outs.
One ball, 1 strike on the Mariners catcher. Puck delivers. Swung on, popped up behind home plate, and that's going to get into the seats. That's below us. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Puck from the stretch, base is clean. The pitch sails way high and away. I was watching that foul ball, Rick, because there's an A's fan just off to your right there. He's wearing his glove, and the back of his jersey says "foul ball guy," which leads me to believe he gets a lot of these foul balls here. He caught one earlier and gave it to a kid, which you can appreciate.
Well, with a crowd like this, you had a chance.
The 2-2, that is grounded foul, third base side. Yeah. If he's here often, he has probably had hundreds this year, would be my guess. Look at him. He's got his glove on.
Oh, yeah. He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. Right in the front row. If you're going to wear that jersey, you've got to get, your share.
You got to live up to your name.
The 2-2, swing and a miss. Heat again, 96, right past Castillo. That's it for the Mariners. They go quietly, 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the inning. It's 4-1 Oakland.
Geico presents Daily After.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
You know those headlines that make you stop scrolling and actually read an article? I'm Mike Rogers. Those are the kinds of stories I'm diving into on my podcast, Something Offbeat, like the caterpillar infestation in Maine that had us rethinking our relationship with insects.
We were talking about a time 300 million years ago, if you can imagine. There was a dragonfly. It had a 2-foot wingspan.
Just search for Something Offbeat in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Fans taking the stretch here in Oakland, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. A's with the lead, 4-1. Chris Flexen will take over on the hill for the Mariners. He'll face the bottom of the order. Nick Allen will lead things off. Mariners baseball brought to you by the Snoqualmie Casino. Great to have them with us this year. Mariners 1 run in the 2nd on a bases-loaded walk. Oakland a 4 spot in the 5th. Mariners just 1 hit tonight. Not been a pretty night offensively for the Mariners. They've hit some balls hard. Not much to show for it, though, as Nick Allen will stand in. He's had a good night. He has walked and scored. He's singled as well. The shortstop batting 9th in the order for Oakland. Flexen, his first pitch. Swung on, hard hit, line drive, right field. He's got another base hit. He's reached all 3 times. Santana lunged at it, but couldn't snare it. Now Oakland will flip it to the top of the order with the runner at first base. Let's pause for station identification on the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. So Tony Kemp will stand in. He's the second baseman now. Started the game in left field. Pache is in center field for Oakland. Got some shifting here. So Kemp, who hit a 3-run home run last time, has 2 hits. Runner at first base here. No outs. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Badly fooled on a pitch in the dirt. So he swings and misses.
Slowly, Nick Allen is working his way into the Tony Kemp category.
He's been annoying in this game, and he really hasn't been very good offensively this year. Wouldn't know it if you watched this game, though.
Right.
Throw to first base. Belly flopping back is Allen.
He's had one of the biggest at-bats in this game in that 4-run bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs and 1 on. Nick Allen walked. That put 2 on with 2 outs, and then Tony Kemp, 2 pitches later, hits the 3-run home run.
Yeah, it was a game changer when you look back at it. Here's the pitch. Outside. Castillo kind of backhanded it to keep it in front. 4-1, your Home Street Bank score. The A's the lead. This game has been very different than the one we saw the Mariners play against the Angels yesterday. It's been about the opposite. Everything went well yesterday for the Mariners. Pitch to Kemp. Fouled off, third base side. Into the crowd. Flexen sleeveless. What was a very comfortable afternoon. We have a chill here in Oakland. He's from the stretch here with Allen at first base. Steps off. Pretty big lead at first base. His pitch. Did Kemp go around, try to hold a swing? He could not. He goes at a breaking ball in the dirt, and Kemp is struck out. So 1 away here in the 7th inning. Mariners will send Robbie Ray to the hill tomorrow. Again, another 6:40 first pitch. Caprellian for Oakland. Thursday, it's 12:37. Kirby against Adrian Martinez. Here's Machine. He doubled and scored in the 5th inning. 3 extra base hits in a row at the time off of Castillo. Pitch to him. In the dirt, there goes Allen. Delayed steal, thrown by Casale. They have him nailed. He's in the rundown now. Throw to Santana. Tag applied near the bag at first, and Allen is out. I'm guessing Allen thought that got away from Casale. I don't know. Delayed steals don't generally work at the major league level, so it's hard to know exactly what Allen was doing right there.
Yeah, too many catchers are alert to the fact that it might be a delayed steal. Nice throw down to second base. And the Mariners did a great job in the rundown. 1 throw, ran him back toward first base, closed the gap. Santana gets it. He's right there with the tag. Nicely done defensively.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Flexen, twist, steals. That was too high. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the Flexen offering. Swing and a miss. Bad cut. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mariners came into this one 1.5 behind the Blue Jays, who've already won. So could be staring at a 2.5 game deficit.
Gary, guess who's leading the American League in hitting?
2-1 outside. I'm going to guess Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
How about that?
With another home run, as we talked about earlier, his 60th home run of the season. 1 away from the Yankees club record and American League record, 61 by Maris.
The 3-1. Strike on the edge. You know, that game tonight, Judge hit the home run in the 9th inning, and then Stanton walked it off with a grand slam. The Yankees scored 5 in the inning to get the game. You believe that? That's like the greatest inning ever. See a 60th home run and then a grand slam walk-off?
Those 2 guys, yeah, I can believe it.
Here's the pitch from Flexen. That's a touch high. So Machine draws a walk, and that brings up Sean Murphy.
So now Aaron Judge having a historic year and become the first player in the American League since Miguel Cabrera to win the Triple Crown. He's leading the league now in batting average, home runs, of course. He's going to win that easily.
Yeah, I think he'll
RBIs.
hold on there.
Yeah, you got no problem there. But Miggy won it back in 2012 with the Detroit Tigers. So tough to do.
Here's Sean Murphy. He doubled and drove in a run in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. That 5th inning has been the problem. That was a 4-run fifth for Oakland. They lead the Mariners 4-1. Mariners 1 hit so far tonight. Running out of time. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Flexing on for the Mariners. He delivers. Strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. I saw that John Sterling has changed his broadcasting schedule for road games here down the stretch.
Rightly so.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, smoked to left field. Back is Haggerty. He's at the track, reaches up, makes the catch just in front of the wall. Reels it in, and that's the inning. So Flexen hangs a 0 on Oakland. We go to the 8th. Mariners just 6 outs to go to try and scramble back. They trail 4-1.
This September, Chicago Gourmet is going Uberboard. Join host Chef Sarah Gruenberg for Prost in the Park, a new Oktoberfest-style event with chef takes on classic German delights, Upa bands, fun cocktails, and delicious craft beer. From familiar favorites to a big collection of local craft breweries, get ready to toast at this Sunday Fun Day on the Harris Theater rooftop at Millennium Park. Prost in the Park, Sunday, September 25th. Tickets at chicagogourmet.org. Presented by Performance Food Service.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
What would you do with an extra 20 hours a week? How about 40? Get part-time or full-time help with a virtual assistant from The Room. Trusted by entrepreneurs, executives, even busy families. The Room's virtual assistants are trained, vetted through a rigorous data-driven process, and matched to fit your needs. Work smarter, delegate more, and get your time back. You have a lot more programs to listen to. Visit trytheroom.com. That's trytheroom.com.
Odyssey knows that football fans can't get enough football. That's why we've got nonstop football coverage on the free Odyssey app. Podcasts and live shows dedicated to every pro team. NFL play-by-play and enough game talk for the most diehard fans. Local radio stations talking football, interviews with star players and coaches, and football fans being fans.
What kind of play calling was that?
Listen to everything you love about football, live and on demand with the free Odyssey app. Get in the game and download today.
Mariners trail the A's as we go to the 8th, 4-1. Rick, we were just talking about John Sterling. Let's hear his call tonight of Aaron Judge's home run.
Here's the 3-1. Swung on that. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's tied the babe. It's a Judgian blast. His 60th home run of the year. Wow.
There it was. The great John Sterling on the call. Number 60 for Judge tonight.
Hauling Aaron Judge's historic 60th home run, matching the Bambino. His 60 home run stood for a long time until 1961 when Roger Maris hit 61. Sam Haggerty leading off the top half of the 8th inning. Oh, it's not. This is Jesse Winker batting for Haggerty. So Jesse Winker in the ball game. Pinch hitting, and he takes a look at ball 1. Tyler Sears on in relief, right-hander, delivers low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Sears coming over from the Philadelphia Phillies with Oakland 1-0. No record with the Phillies. Appeared in only 1 game with Philadelphia. Spent a lot of time at AAA Lehigh Valley. So Winker up there. Here's the pitch. And it's up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Jesse. Trying to get the offense going. The Mariners with only 1 hit in this game. That was a leadoff single by Carlos Santana in the second. The Mariners got their run in that inning on a bases-loaded walk. Here's the pitch, and it's up and in. Jesse Winker draws the leadoff walk. So hopefully that'll jumpstart the offense. And 1 aboard, and that'll bring up Julio Rodriguez. So the numbers for Sears between the Phillies and the A's, 1-0 with a 4.70 ERA, but he's appeared in only 6 ball games. and has worked only 7 2/3 innings, given up 4 runs, 8 hits with 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Sear right-hander. Here is Julio. Julio looking for his first base hit. He's hit the ball hard twice, but he has grounded out to Diaz, the second baseman behind the bag, and he's flying out deep to center field to Brown. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. On deck is designated hitter Ty France. The look in by Sear delivers, and it's a changeup down low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Great to see this kid back in the lineup after missing the last 3 games with tightness in his lower back. What a rookie season. 27 home runs on the year. 1 more to move ahead of Alvin Davis. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Hard hit ground ball up the middle to his left. Allen. He's got it over to second. 1. The relay to first, and it's in time for the double play. Allen to Diaz on to Garcia. They get Winker at second and double up Rodriguez at first. 6-4-3 double play. And the Mariners have 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. And that'll bring up designated hitter Ty France. But once again, Aaron Judge, another home run, his 60th of the year, 1 away from matching Roger Maris's mark that stood for 61 seasons. He had 61 back in 1961. Here it is, 2022. Here's the pitch, low and outside on France for ball 1. And he's now leading the league in hitting. Sear ready, has a sign from Murphy. The stretch and the pitch, the tie up high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Mitch Haniger due up next. Sears spells his name C-Y-R. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count on Ty. Athletics have used 61 players this season and a whole bunch of rookies. The stretch and the next offer, low and outside, it bounces in for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. It wasn't that long ago. The Mariners took a look at a lot of youngsters and a lot of players as he tried to figure out who do you want to move forward with. A lot of huge decisions for GM Jerry DiPoto over the last 4 years. Next offer, and it's inside for ball 4. So Ty draws a walk, and the Mariners get a runner back on at first base. Now they're trying to get a base hit behind those free passes. Time is called. Pitching coach Scott Emerson riding out to the mound to have a talk with Sear. They have a right-hander warming up down the left field line in their bullpen. So the Mariners have 1 on with 2 outs. And now the A's are going through that process in this long season, taking a look at a lot of young players, giving the chance to get that awe factor out of the way by getting up to the big leagues, getting that first hit out of the way or the first win for a pitcher. That's when young players decide, yeah, I can play here. I have what it takes. Have a little bit of success, and then you go to spring training, you put together your ball club for the following year, you build on that so you have yourself a winning ball club. And that's what Jerry DiPoto has done very well the last 5 years, putting this team together. Here's the pitch on the way to Mitch Haniger, and it's a strike. The count is 0-1. Mitch 0 for 3 on the night. He has lined out to Diaz at second, popped up to Garcia at first, and was safe in an air by Diaz, the second baseman. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield for the A's straight away. Kemp, Brown, and Capel. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2 on Haniger. Mitch grew up right here in the Bay Area. Steps back in to face Sear. France a lead at first base. Now the stretch. Next off for the way. A swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. In the top of the 8th inning for the Mariners. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Athletics 4 and the Mariners 1.
Summer baseball has your attention.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
Ready to improve your bottom line? The Room can match you with a top financial analyst. Trusted by small businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs, The Room's virtual financial analysts are highly trained, vetted through a rigorous data-driven process, and matched to fit your needs. Drive business growth with a virtual financial analyst from The Room. It's like listening to all the financial programs rolled into one. Get started today at trytheroom.com. That's trytheroom.com.
Get ready for Chicago Gourmet. This September 22nd through 25th, Chicago Gourmet is creating a stir with a weekend of spirited events, serving up delicious food, premium wines, spirits, and beer. Join world-class chefs Rick Bayless, Stephanie Izard, Danielle Boulou, Sarah Gruenberg, and more for gourmet fun on the Harris Theater rooftop at Millennium Park. Tickets will sell out. Get yours today at chicagogourmet.org. From the Illinois Restaurant Association, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, and Choose Chicago.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
We're broadcasting from our Western Washington Toyota radio booth as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Oakland on in front by a score of 4-1. The Mariners had a 1-0 lead early in the ball game. They had a chance to do a lot of damage in that inning, which they got only the one run of starting pitcher J.P. Sears, and he settled in. And the A's get 4 in the 5th. Seth Brown to lead things off. Chris Flexen worked to score the 7th inning. Delivers high and outside for ball 1. Just the other day, the Athletics honored one of their great pitchers in their history, Dave Stewart. They retired his number 34, but it's not been retired twice. Here's a swing and a ground ball off the glove of Toro at third. The only guy on the left side of the infield. The ball bounces out into left center field, and Brown is safe at first on a base hit by Toro. Abraham was playing right at the cut of the grass, halfway between second and third. Hit off his glove and air on Toro, and the A's have a man on. They lead 4-1, and that'll bring up first baseman Dermis Garcia. So 2 number 34s have been retired by the A's. Raleigh Fingers wore number 34. He's in the Hall of Fame, and Dave Stewart was honored the other day. A lot of the former greats for the Athletics coming back, including Reggie Jackson, and many others that played with Dave Stewart on the great clubs in the late 80s and the early 90s. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Garcia, swinging a foul out of play in the first base side, 0-1. In 1988, 89, and 90, the A's went to 3 consecutive World Series. They've won in 89. That was the Earthquake Series. Earthquake hit Game 3 over at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Devastating earthquake here in the Bay Area. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Casali, and the count is 0-2 on Garcia. But the A's won that series 4-0 against the Giants. They lost in 88 to the Dodgers. Orel Hershiser had the great year in the great series. Then they were swept in a 4-game series of the World Series in 1990 by the Cincinnati Reds, managed by Lou Piniella. Brown will lead it first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, low and outside for ball 1, 1 ball. And 2 strikes.
And the highest honor here in Oakland, when you get your number retired, you get a retired tarp.
Yes.
Out on the quadruple deck. up there in center field. Looks like it's going to go in left center there. They've pulled off the tarp, so I'm guessing that's going to be Stewart's tarp, right? Oh, it's already there.
It's already there. Yeah, right. Here's the next offer on the way. Swinging a foul out of play on the first base side, and the count is still 1-2.
So
it's
what,
right next to the other 34.
So what's that one going to be?
I don't know, Gary. But yeah, there's one section that doesn't have a tarp way up there, high above the bleachers and the suites out there in center field. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 pitch again to Garcia. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout for Chris Flexen in relief. And the A's have 1 on and 1 away. The Ballpark Fence Report brought to you by All City Fence. Surround yourself with the very best. 400 feet to straightaway center, 330 down the left and right field lines. Ballpark Fence Report brought to you by All City Fence. Now serving Snohomish and South King County. Visit allcityfence.com. Let's retire an Oakland Athletics number. Who would it be, Gary? What player? We already have Reggie Jackson's number 9. He wore number 9 here. Ricky Henderson's 24. Dennis Eckersley's 43. Fingers and Stewart 34. Catfish Hunter 27. Here's Shea Langoliers. Pitch to him is ball 1. Oh, make this Stephen Vogt. Vogt pinch hitting for Langoliers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A's lead by a score of 4-1. The look in by Flexen. Delivers. Vogt with a swing and a pop-up. In behind second base, off to his right. Crawford, who was on the other side of second. He's there at his shortstop position to make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 1 on and 2 outs. That'll bring up Connor Capel. Capel is 1 for 2 with a single. He's grounded to short, and he is walked. He's had some great players down through the years. They were in Philadelphia for many years, managed by Connie Mack, but you don't see those numbers retired because they didn't have numbers back in the early days. The look in by Flexen. The pitch to Capel is up high for ball 1. Mariners with number retired numbers right now. Ken Griffey Jr.'s number 24. Edgar's number 11. Ichiro has been just inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame. Pretty sure you're going to see number 51 up there. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Capel, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike, and we definitely will see Ichiro in the Baseball Hall of Fame in 3 years in 2025. Make your plans to get to Cooperstown, New York. You don't want to miss that one. Ichiro a few weeks back, tremendous speech going into the Mariners Hall of Fame. Flexen ready, and there goes the runner. Pitch on the way, a ball to throw it on a second by Casale, not in time. Seth Brown with a stolen base, his 9th of the year. Count goes to 2-1 on Connor Capel. Runner on in scoring position. And 2-1 the count on Capel. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good changeup, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to say hello to my good friend Caitlin O'Keefe listening to the broadcast tonight. Mariners will have one more try when we go to the top of the 9th inning, looking for a big inning. Right now they have 1 run and just 1 hit. Flexen ready, delivers 2-2, swing and a 1-hopper behind the bag at short right there. Crawford, he's got it. The throw to first in time to get Capel. That's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on. Here we go to the top of the 9th. Last try for the Mariners. They need a bunch. It's the A's 4 and the Mariners 1.
What would you do with an extra 20 hours a week? How about 40? Get part-time or full-time help with a virtual assistant from The Room. Trusted by entrepreneurs, executives, even busy families. The Room's virtual assistants are trained, vetted through a rigorous data-driven process, and matched to fit your needs. Work smarter, delegate more, and get your time back. You have a lot more programs to listen to. Visit trytheroom.com. That's trytheroom.com.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
This September, Chicago Gourmet is going Uberboard. Join host Chef Sarah Gruenberg for Prost in the Park, a new Oktoberfest-style event with chef takes on classic German delights, Upa bands, fun cocktails, and delicious craft beer. From familiar favorites to a big collection of local craft breweries, get ready to toast at this Sunday fun day on the Harris Theater rooftop at Millennium Park. Prost in the Park, Sunday, September 25th. Tickets at chicagogourmet.org. Presented by Performance Food Service.
Top of the ninth inning, the A's lead by a score of 4-1, and right-hander Domingo Acevedo, who made his major league debut last year with the A's, will take over in relief. Here's Acevedo, 3-3 record with a 3.45 ERA. He's appeared in 64 ball games, has 2 saves. He's gone 62 and 2/3 innings, given up only 46 hits, 16 walks, 53 strikeouts. Carlos Santana will lead things off here in the top of the ninth inning. Here's the set by Acevedo. And the big right-hander delivers. Fastball swinging, a ground ball up the first base line, right at the back. Fair ball taken by Garcia. Steps on the pillow for the out, 1 pitch. And 1 away for the Mariners here in the top of the ninth inning. Only 1 hit on the night for the Mariners, and that was Carlos's leadoff infield base hit. And eventually came around to score with the bases loaded on a walk to Sam Haggerty. That has been it. Well, here's J.P. Crawford, looking to try to light the fuse for the Mariners offense. Mariners had 9 runs yesterday down in Anaheim, beating the Angels 9-1 with 3 home runs. The stretch and the pitch to Crawford. It's inside for ball 1. On deck is Dylan Moore. Not much of a crowd tonight. Looking around the Coliseum, home of the A's since 1968. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a foul out of play on the third base side. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. He started way back when in 1901 with the Philadelphia A's. Moved to Kansas City in 54 and on Oakland in 68. Acevedo ready, and the 1-1 on the way to JP, and it's up and in for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Way off the line at third base, Machine played almost halfway between second and third, and JP likes to hit the ball the other way. Here's the pitch. It's up and in for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. JP will grind out every at-bat. It'll be a really tough out. Safe on an air back to the second. He's flied out to right. Also hit the ball hard, but bounced into a 6-3 double play his last time up in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play down the left field side. And the count is full on Crawford at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners and the A's tomorrow. We're going to see on the radio at 5:30. Robbie Ray against James Kaprielian. Mariners' magic number to get to the playoffs this year, 12. To eliminate the Baltimore Orioles and grab a spot in the players in the playoffs for the first time in a while. Next offer on the way. Swinging a ground ball wide of third, but right there is Machine. He's got it. The throw to first and time to get Crawford. JP out 5-3, and the Mariners are down to their final out here in the top of the 9th inning. 4-1 A's. Mariners get some help tonight as well with the Astros shutting out the Tampa Bay Rays in St. Pete 5-0. Blue Jays won tonight big, 18-11 over the Phillies. And the Mariners get help from the Tigers. Tigers beat the Orioles 3-2. So right now, the Mariners' magic number is down to 11. Here's the Pitch on the way to Dylan Moore. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. $15 games left to play during the regular season. The look in by Acevedo. Oh, this is Adam Frazier. Frazier up there to pinch hit. Next offer to Frazier, swinging a ground ball foul on the first base side, and the count is 0-2 on Frazier. So Scott had some left-handed bats on the bench going into the ball game tonight. Winker came on to hit in the 8th inning, and now Frazier here in the top half of the ninth. Oakland, 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The big hit, a 2-out, 3-run home run by Tony Kemp. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Frazier for strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Oakland Athletics come from behind and win it tonight. A final score of 4-1. The Mariners had the early lead. They could not add on, and the A's win it 4-1, and Tony Kemp continues to be a thorn in the side of the Seattle Mariners with that 3-run home run at the bottom of the 5th inning, and that came with 2 outs. So the A's, they win game 1 of the 3-game series. Mariners now with a record of 81-66. Even with the loss, the Mariners gain a little bit of ground as they get farther away from the Baltimore Orioles. Now the magic number is down to 11, even with the loss tonight. Final score, the A's 4, the Mariners 1. We'll be back with the totals and more after this timeout.
At Eco Products, they're leading the movement.
Just like us at Bears Radio, our friends at Office Revolution really get the game. They furnished a global sports marketing agency in Fulton Market that won Crane's coolest offices. They know work is not just about conference rooms. This space has leather couches, bar stools by the tap, and even stadium seating for brainstorming great plays. Office Revolution knows your office represents your culture, brand, and should be a space where the team wants to work. Visit office-revolution.com to see what they can do.
This September, Chicago Gourmet is going Uberboard. Join host Chef Sarah Gruenberg for Prost in the Park, a new Oktoberfest-style event with chef takes on classic German delights, Upa bands, fun cocktails, and delicious craft beer. From familiar favorites to a big collection of local craft breweries, get ready to toast at this Sunday Fun Day on the Harris Theater rooftop at Millennium Park. Prost in the Park, Sunday, September 25th. Tickets at chicagogourmet.org. Presented by Performance Food Service.
Looking for cloud, data, or web help? There's no tech shortage in the room. The Room is a talent community offering highly skilled, ready-to-work talent when you need it. The Room's tech talent is trained to Silicon Valley standards, vetted through a rigorous data-driven process, and individually matched to fit your needs. Find top-tier tech talent fast, just like the kind of people who developed this cool streaming app you're on right now. Visit trytheroom.com/tech.
Well, the A's win this one 4-1. They take the first game of this 3-game series, roundtable time. Gary Hill, Rick Riz. And Rick, what can you say about this one? This just wasn't a very good game for the Mariners. I mean, if you want to bottom line this one, just all the way around, this just was not a good game.
No, this is a shocker, especially with the game, the way it unfolded early in the ball game. Luis Castillo came out with a lot of great stuff. I mean, in the first 4 innings, 4 scoreless innings, then he had 2 outs there in the bottom of the 5th inning, and just couldn't get that 3rd out. And once again, Tony Kemp strikes again. But, you know, there was a huge at-bat by Nick Allen. With 1 on, Nick Allen draws a walk with 2 outs. That brings up Tony Kemp. Then he gets that 3-run home run. Machine with a double. Murphy with a double. And all of a sudden, boom, just like that. You talk about a game turning around, momentum turning around from one team to the other. That was it there in the bottom of the 5th inning. But the big part of the ball game, Gary, is the Mariners had a chance to really break open the game in the top half of the second. They had the bases loaded, and they got a bases-loaded walk to Sam Haggerty to force in their one and only run. The Mariners had only 1 hit in the ball game, and they just couldn't get to Sears. He was about ready to come out of the ball game. They had Mark Kotsay, the manager for the A's, had a reliever warming up. If he didn't get Julio Rodriguez right there, he was going to be out of the game, but then he settled in and then retired a bunch of guys and was able to get through 5 innings, and that was the ball game.
Yeah, that was the spot right there. If Julio gets a hit, you know, he had walked 2 in a row, including the bases loaded. He was at 30-plus pitches at that point. If Julio gets him, you know, he gets taken out, and who knows what happens the rest of the way. But instead, it's shocking. It just one. That was it. Now, the Mariners did have Santana, for example, he had the infield hit, but he had a line drive 111 off the bat, right at the second baseman. He had 95, a line drive to right field. The Mariners did have a couple balls that really died in this park, unfortunately. Really nice play at third base by Machine off of France. So they had moments, but, one hit.
Exactly.
That's it.
You need a whole bunch of base hits. And with Julio Rodriguez's at bat there, here in the top half of the second, he hit the ball well.
He did.
And this is a big ballpark to center field, especially at this time of the year when it's cool, the wind blowing in. Otherwise, on a warm summer afternoon, that's a grand slam. But not tonight. He hit it hard. His first at-bat, it's good to see this kid back in the lineup. He hit the ball hard his first time up, grounded out to the second baseman, Diaz, who was playing right behind the bag. Then Julio had that deep fly ball in the center field. But you got to stack up a bunch of base hits. When a kid is struggling, you got to make him pay. And the Mariners just didn't make J.P. Sears pay. And you got to give the kid credit. He turned things around, and he ends up getting the win.
And kind of on the other side of that coin, Castillo was just cruising. He
Yeah.
retired 13 of 15 to start the game. He looked pretty invincible against this A's lineup, and they turned the tables quickly. Tony Kemp, a 3-run home run.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else Tony Kemp could play? Maybe the National League somewhere. The Mariners could only face him in a series or two during the season. Why is he always in the West?
I have no idea. I'd like to see him go to Italy or someplace
Just
where we don't see Tony
somewhere
Kemp.
else.
He is a pain in the side.
I'm telling you, and
He is.
take Fletcher and Andrews with him. They can all be in the same infield. Italy,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That would work for me.
Whether he takes a big cut like he did for the home run or he got almost a half swing, he gets a blue base hit, in the bottom of the third, he just always seems to find a way. There's always that one guy that makes it, really tough on you. But the Mariners,